Hello, Anaheim District 5. Councilman Steve Fessel sure is getting desperate, isn't he? You probably started throwing away all those mailers a long time ago, so maybe you haven't seen the last 10 or so. But they're all addressed to District 5 Democrats, and they try to convince us that we should trust Republican Steve more than an actual Democrat. That's smart of him, too, since there are twice as many Democrats in this district as Republicans. Now, we do appreciate all the Republicans who are supporting Kenneth Batiste, and we'll talk about you later. But these Fessel mailers try to make Democrats think that Steve is backed by a bunch of important Democrats and that Kenneth is not. Let's look at this one flyer, which comes from the Anaheim OC Hotel and Lodging Association. What is that? It's the front group for John Saunders, the rent-gouging Newport billionaire who bought the senior Rancho La Paz mobile home park and jacked up their rents as much as 64%, causing poverty, homelessness, and at least 2 deaths by stress. No wonder this group is attacking Kenneth Batiste, who's been outspoken against this outrage and has promised to pass a rent cap on mobile home parks, while Steve Fessel, who gets money from John Saunders, has been comfortable doing nothing about it. Now look at the list of Democrats that Steve says are endorsing him. This is it? The only ones you probably ever heard of are the first two, Tom Daley and Lori Galloway. And I'll just say that Tom Daley and Lori Galloway are not held in high regard by other Democrats. Daley has been censured by his own party for voting like a Republican and for endorsing Republicans. Not good Republicans either, but Republicans like Steve Fessel. From Daley and Galloway, the list drops down to people you've probably never heard of. Former library board members, crooked union bosses, and a few folks Steve's done favors for. Actually, Luis Andres Perez tells us he never endorsed Fessel, so who knows how much of this is even true. And then Steve implies that Kenneth has no Democratic endorsements, just Republican Tom Tate. Hello? Every respected local Democrat supports Kenneth Batiste, like Assemblywoman Sharon Quirk-Silva, like State Senator Josh Newman, like Anaheim's 2 decent council members, Jose Moreno and Denise Barnes, like our best planning commissioners, Steve White and John Armstrong, like school board members Ryan Morellis, Mark Lopez, Al Jabbar, Paolo Macallis, Jackie Rodarte, Juan Alvarez, and Anne-Marie Randall Trejo, as well as Anne-Marie's rival in District 4, beloved activist Janine Robbins. Since Steve lists community leaders, Kenneth has the support of Maritza Bermudez, Sofia Romero, Esther Castillo, Donna Acevedo Nelson, Juana Reyes, Mary Vasquez, Veronica Toledo. We could go on and on. Kenneth was unanimously endorsed by the Anaheim Democrat Club, Chicanos Unidos, the Chicano Latino Immigrant Democratic Club, several honest unions like Unite Here Local 11 and the LA County Probation Officers Union. So Kenneth has all respected local Democrats on his side, but this is not a partisan race, and we really appreciate all our Republican supporters, starting with former Mayor Tom Tate, known as the conscience of the Republican Party, and the OC Register, which almost never endorses Democrats, but did endorse Kenneth. Yes, many principled Republicans are supporting Kenneth over Steve because they don't like waste, corruption, crony capitalism, unaffordable generosity to public safety unions, or lies in general. So District 5 Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, let's get to the polls now and vote for Kenneth Batiste and start cleaning up this town.